All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So we're talking Atlanta, folks. Take a look at this team on paper. Specifically, look at their offense on paper. We're less than 3 weeks away from the NFL draft, where the Atlanta Falcons actually have an abundance of picks, and they hold the 8th pick in the first round of the 2024 NFL draft. Big time addition, Kirk Cousins, right? But you still got Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier. You picked up Darnell Mooney. You still have Drake London. You traded for Rondale Moore. You still have Kyle Pitts. And you have one of the best offensive lines in the entire National Football League. Folks, the Atlanta Falcons defense last season ranked 11th. 11th in 2023. And your offense is littered with talent even before the Kirk Cousins acquisition, and guys like Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Tyler Algier. Now, once again, as we just alluded to, on this channel, man, I love the Kirk Cousins signing. We've talked about it time and time again. Kirk Cousins takes this team to the next level. Like, Kirk Cousins single-handedly, I don't give a rat's ass what your division looks like. I don't really care. Kirk Cousins is that good, even at this age. I get it. Maybe $100 million guaranteed. Maybe the contract in 4 years won't look all that great. But hey, folks, if you win a Super Bowl, nobody gives a nobody matters. Like, none of that matters. If you win a Super Bowl, if the Atlanta Falcons win a Super Bowl while Kirk Cousins is under contract, none of the money, none of the specifics, none of anything of what we're talking about right now really even matters in the grand scheme of things. But the point is, Atlanta's going to be a 10-win team next season. They were a 10-win team last year if they had a competent quarterback. No disrespect to Desmond Ridder, but it is what it is, right? So tonight we're obviously talking about the Atlanta Falcons, but before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Falcons fans, we're posting at least one Falcons video a week on this channel, so we can try and get this video to 250 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. So we're at that point in the offseason where free agency has been going on for almost a month now, and we're still a little bit less than a month away from the draft, and it's all like these theories and hypotheticals and blah, blah, blah. And Atlanta's in such an intriguing position because even though I love Baker Mayfield, the misfit legend himself, I live here in Southwest Florida now, I do enjoy the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but Atlanta's better. Like, literally all Atlanta needed last year to be a 10-win team was a quarterback. And once again, I don't mean any shade to any of the quarterbacks for Atlanta last season, but the reason I'm mentioning this is because their offense has a lot of talent and their defense is so sneakily underrated. Like, they were the 11th ranked defense last season. With that being said, one thing I've been saying on all my Falcons videos for the last month has been, look, you got Kirk, you got your guy, keep surrounding him with weapons. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because obviously they have the 8th pick in the draft. In the last couple of days, I've actually shifted my narrative. I've shifted my opinion to more defense. I saw this crazy fact. Who was the last Falcons player to have 10 sacks in a season? It's been a very long time. Atlanta hasn't even had an 8-sack season since 2019. And to get to double digits, you have to go all the way back to 2016. Folks, I had to check my calendar. It's 2024. It's 2024. You need a dude on the edge who's going to give you 10 plus sacks. I don't care if he's a star. I don't care if he's underrated. I don't care if he's a superstar. You need one edge rusher who's going to give you double-digit sacks. So in every Falcons video I have made for the last month, or ever since the Kirk Cousins signing, so less than a month, whatever it is, I've been saying, go pick up a wide receiver. Go pick up Brock Bowers if he's available. Like, go pick up an offensive weapon, even if it's offensive line. Not really. But you get what I'm saying. Go pick up a Doomsday. Go pick up Neighbors. Go pick up Marvin Harrison's not going to be available if we're keeping it a buck. But you get what I'm saying. We're in that era where you need offense, right? Offense kind of these days wins championships, i.e. Patrick Mahomes. But I've shifted my narrative because the last edge rusher in Atlanta to get double-digit sacks was Vic Beasley in 2016. That's the longest drought in the entire NFL. 27 to 32 teams had a 10-sack season in the past 3 years. That's kind of even a crazy stat in and of itself, but I'm really liking the idea of Dallas Turner to the Atlanta Falcons. This dude is so fast. He ran like less than a 4.4 in the 40 for an edge rusher. Like, he's a freaking nature talent. I've shifted my thoughts on the Atlanta Falcons draft because I dug a little bit deeper. I'm born and raised Chicagoland area, so I know a thing or two when it comes to Darnell Mooney. We're going to talk about him in just a second here. But folks, you got Kirk Cousins, you got your quarterback, and you still have Bijan, you got Tyler Algier, you got Drake London, you got Kyle Pitts, and you've got a great offensive line. That's enough to win the division. Defensively, it's not as if they have these glaring holes. Obviously, they do need another edge rusher. They could use another cornerback. They could use some extra depth on the secondary and actually all across the defensive board, like most teams, like every team in the NFL. But I've seen hypotheticals where they trade back and still take an edge, and that is what it is. We'll see what Atlanta actually does when it comes to the draft day. But I do think they'll focus heavily on the defensive side in this year's NFL draft. And if Dallas Turner is available at pick number 8, you gotta take the best edge rusher available. They're probably gonna just, regardless, take the best player available. And I think it'll be Dallas Turner at pick number 8. Now, one of the reasons I'm making this video is because Darnell Mooney, to me, born and raised in Chicago, watching every Chicago Bear. I got a Bears channel, folks. Darnell Mooney got a bad draw. All right, so he could have had a better year last year, but he's stable when it matters, when it counts. In 2021, and I get it, that was 3 years ago, 81 catches for over 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns, and that was when Andy Dalton and Nick Foles were the starting QBs for Chicago, and then they went to their rookie QB in Justin Fields. I get it, Kirk Cousins is coming off this big injury, but we saw what he did with Jordan Addison last year. And I'm just looking deeper into the draft, and I'm looking deeper. For example, Atlanta's got the 8th pick. They've got the second round 43rd pick, and then they have 2 third-round picks, 74 and 79. So, trades are going to happen, yada, yada, yada. But I'm starting to buy my stock into Rondale Moore and Darnell Mooney. That's hindrant. With that being said, I noticed that as immediately as I said that, if they draft a wide receiver. And I saw a mock draft where they draft Roman Wilson out of Michigan in the 3rd round, and I think that would be perfect because Drake London is a stud. Kyle Pitts is a stud. Bijan's a stud. Tyler's a stud. These dudes are studs. They just needed a quarterback. Atlanta really just needed a quarterback. It got your quarterback. I don't care what the money is. I don't care what the contract is. You got your quarterback. And this is such a quote-unquote historical wide receiver draft class. You can take one in the 2nd or 3rd round. Atlanta's got a bunch of draft capital, and I'm just really liking the idea of Dallas Turner at pick number 8. So let me know what you guys are doing at pick number 8. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll